For our painting today, we are going to be painting the octopus. And to start, we are going to wet the paper a little bit, and we are going to be using Prussian blue to make the ocean. And we are going to be under the ocean today, and we are going to make swirls with it. So instead of just painting the whole sheet blue, you are going to make many curved lines and swirls and spirals. And after you place every initial line, you are then going to go in with water to blur the sides. And as you blur the sides with the water, they're going to be blending with each other and look something like this. So again, you paint a line, you wet your brush with water, and then you try to spread the paint on both sides of each line. So try and not make the main lines overlap each other. You can make swirls like this. You can expand from the tips as you go. You can just look at your paper and see what swirls you want to add onto your paper until the whole paper is full of blue swirls. And if you find big white spots, then you place a spiral or a curved line there, and you just keep blending the edges like this. So here I'm filling in the big white spots that are left by making swirls and then using the water to sort of blur the edges. And then on some parts it will be mostly just the water with a little bit of paint. So do this until you fill the whole page with this style of paint. Find all of the white places so that you can fill them in. So you don't have to follow my swirls. You can make up your own and try to really experiment with this and have fun. This took me a long time to do, so don't hurry. Now to clean your brush, dip it and clean it very well, just like I'm showing you here, until it doesn't make any blue dots when you put it onto the sponge. Next, we're going to go into our lemon yellow. We're going to make a circle at the top left quarter of your paper here. You can do it a bit higher, a bit lower. You can style your octopus in your own way. Then I'm going to add 2 eyes, as you can see, 2 small circles, and then I'm going to add 8 tentacles. So you have to sort of with your eyes measure that there should be 4 coming out of the right side. So here I've already added 3, and the position, you just try to fill up the space. This is very random and you can make your own style. You just try to fill out the space of the paper with these tentacles. Now this is the 4th one on the right side. Now some of these will be behind and some are in front, but that's not important right now. We're just making the main shape with our lemon yellow. So I'm starting with the left tentacles. I'm just really finding space where I can fit all 4 on the left side. So we need 2 more after this. You can also expand the tips after your initial line. You can expand the tips if you think they're too small. Now octopuses are very stretchy, so your tentacles don't have to all be the same length. So don't worry too much about exactness. They're very stretchy. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tentacles already. And now we can move on to the next color, which is golden yellow. And now that I'm sure with my shape, I'm going to go through the whole octopus. And I'm just filling in the shape here, trying to make it a bit brighter than before. And I'm trying to go through each tentacle here. And later I will connect the top part, because the tentacles of an octopus, they're sort of like dog feet. There's a webbing in between where near where they all meet. So you can either go from the part that's nearest to the octopus towards the tip, or from the tip towards the octopus. Just try to make these lines very smooth. So try not to do many dabbing motions. So here I'm filling in the webbed part, and as you can see, it's not really covering the strongest blues, and it makes it instead look like the water is going in front of it, and that's fine. Now I'm going with vermilion, and I'm picking the tentacles that I want to look like they are at the back. Okay, so earlier I went with the golden yellow. I only chose 4 tentacles that I want to be in the front. That's what I painted with gold. Now I'm painting with vermilion the ones that are in the back, and I'm trying not to go over the golden ones, because the golden ones are in the front, these are in the back, so they're a bit darker. They're in the shadow, sort of. So just pick the 4 that you want to be in the back, and pick the 4 that you want to be in the front. The front tentacles are gold, the back tentacles are vermilion. Then use your vermilion to do some shading here. So I'm putting it in the bottom part of the head, and on the left side of this eye over here at the top, to make some shadows. Now I'm washing my brush to go into the next color, carmine red, and I'm going to place some the suctions on the tentacles. Now as you can see, when I started doing it on the vermilion ones, they sort of just blended with the vermilion. They appear and then they disappear. So later I'm going to go in with a different color to enhance them. But you can go and do this on the golden ones. Now please pay attention that I don't actually put the tentacles all across the whole the dots all across the whole tentacles. I just pick parts that I think are sort of twisted to show the underside, and then there are some tentacles that don't really show as many dots. Now these dots on the head are more close together. They're not suctions, they're really the pigment dots on the octopus's body. Lastly, we are going to go in with our ultramarine blue to enhance those dots that are on the vermilion tentacles, so that they will be seen better, so they will be a bit more purple. And lastly, the eyes. Then you just look at the tentacles that are kind of melting into the water and try to just enhance. So take moments to look at your painting and see if you can add some shadow, blend some colors, or make some colors stronger.